Hello YouTubers, YYC Busy Mom here. I almost forgot to show you guys as I was doing this. But I'm going to do an update here. So as you can see, here's the hat. And it's going to be a unicorn in this case. So we went out 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 rows. And the 12 rows is because I wanted it low enough on her cheeks, but it just comes a little short. I'm going to fix that with the the ties here later on, and I'll show you that in another video. But as you can see, I did some ears, and these ears are just a chain of 10, then a single crochet along the 10, another single crochet along the 10, and then when I come to the next row, I don't single crochet into the first stitch. I skip that one and go into the next one all the way to the end and skip the second last stitch and crochet a single crochet into the last one. The next row, so that gives me 8. So then I 8 single crochets across, and then I do the same kind of decrease, miss it. I don't do 2 stitches together to do a decrease. Although I could have, I didn't in this case. I skipped it, went across, skipped it, skipped one, and then crochet in the last one, giving 6. And then another 6 double crochet across, so an even, and then a decrease to where I had 3 on top. And then on the inside, I did row of 8 and the same kind of decrease up. And then as you notice, I just whip stitched it. It proved to be a little difficult because of the gaps. I was hoping to get as much of the gaps covered as I could, and ended up doing a lot of crisscrossing. If you're better at whip stitching, or just do a single crochet around it, that works too. And when you come to the corners here, you're doing about 3 to 5 in each corner. In this case, I did 1, 2, 3rd in the middle, 3, 4, and then same in the corner. You'll notice also I did not, when I stitched the ear to the hat, I did not stitch the white to the hat because the green ends up being longer. I wanted the ear to sit on a slight angle, but also I did not want to get the green stitch that you would join coming through on the white, so they just kind of sit forward. And they're pretty stiff and durable. This is made out of a weighted cotton, weighted cotton, so it fits rather nicely. You also notice here I did a single crochet around the bottom here, but when it came to the facial openings, I noticed that I should have actually gone a little farther back, not as many stitches, and it comes really close to her eye, corner of her eye. So instead of doing a single crochet all the way around, if I had done a few less stitches here, I would have been able to. I just did a chain stitch around the top, around the front opening here, and it works out pretty good. It's still a little, I think the next hat I will cut back, say 2, maybe 3 stitches on each row, on each side. And you'll see that when I try it on her, had the difference. And for placing of the ears, it was very much put it on her head and see where it sits. Now for the mane, it is strictly what I did. I didn't really count my stitches on my hat, so I just basically folded the hat in half, see where it was good for the center line. And actually, I don't know if you can see it, I used a Sharpie for the center line down. Not a big mark, but just every bump all the way down the center. See that line right there? And that goes all the way down to the bottom. And that, because this is done on the round and it's a slight angle, I didn't want my stitches to, my mane to be crooked. So when I did it, it goes across some of the stitches straight down, giving me a straight. Also, because I'm doing 2 strands together for the main, in this case a green and a white, I did the middle row straight down, but I skipped every other stitch. Let's see if I can show you over on this side. Every other row, I should say. So I skipped every other row. Skipped, knotted, skipped, knotted, skipped, knotted. And this is just strictly, and then on the row after that, I did it in the opposite. See the row back here? So I did every other on this one, and then I did it in every odd row kind of thing. So they weren't side by side. They were kind of staggered. And it works out to be nice and full. And there we go. And let's show you the... It's kind of hard to do this to the camera one-handed. Let's see if we can do it here. I'll try to do this one-handed. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Maybe I can do this propping the tablet up here. Making sure your ends are as even as possible. You don't want that long one that sticks out, and then you end up having to trim it and you have a short one on the other side. Put these pieces through the loop. Now I pull this through the bottom on this side, and as I get to the other side, I'll reverse it so that I'm pulling it through the bottom again, but the loop will be on top the other way, so that they fall nice and not backwards. Hopefully I didn't muffle the mic too much, but there you go. You pull it through, make a loop, pull the ends through, trying to make the ends as even as possible. And then you're doing every odd one. And as it turns, you're going to have to jump over or go on an angle into the next hole, but that works out fine. So now, as you can see, the ears, when they're on, fit nicely. And it's still very much in the beginning stages, as you can tell. But as far as yellow, I didn't have a soft yellow. This is my sort of canary yellow, and it was a sport weight yarn. And this was not a pattern as well. I just did I think it was a slip of 4 or 6, and then increased. And then as I came to about here, I noticed that if I continued that route, my horn was going to be like really long for the thickness I wanted to get. So what I did to elongate it was every 3rd row I did an increase. So I was going on the 5th one, and then 2 rows of singles. On the 6th one, 6th stitch increase, 2 doubles. On the 7th stitch increase, and then 2. Man, my wording sucks, but my increases were every 3rd row. So the 1st row was an increase, the 2nd and the 3rd were singles, and then an increase on the next row. That makes sense. Feel free to ask me any questions if you do. It looks a little warped here, but once the stuffing goes in this, I'm going to stuff this really, really hard, and find the placement here on the little horn or hat, and then attach, and then work on this forward main coming through. And then all I'll have left is the ties. Now, like I said, because this is really close to her face, I'm going to have to get creative here. And I figure I'll do 2 or 4 strands on So this is, each stitch is going to have, say, 2, maybe 4 strands, if I can fit 4, maybe even 3 in each stitch, so that I can do a braid, a long braid. And I'm going to do it, of course, in the green and white, and then we'll have finished our little unicorn hat. I'm not going to put eyes on this. I don't want it to be too creepy. But, yeah, hope you enjoy. Any questions? Leave me a message. Enjoy.